Climate finance is our only hope to recover from the devastation of the climate crisis and survive the worsening climate impacts that are yet to come. The time for words without action has come and gone. We no longer have the luxury of time to sit back and watch you make another empty promise. The more we delay the delivery of adequate climate finance from the Asian People's Movement on Debt and Development, from the Global Campaign to Demand Climate Justice, a member of Climate Justice Now. I come from the Philippines, a country that has never fully recovered from the massive devastation brought by the back-to-back super typhoons that hit our country in the last decade. And to echo what the outgoing UNFCCC Executive Secretary said, climate finance remains insufficient, and we have become a broken record saying at every SB, at every COP, that climate finance is a crucial element of climate action. The people and communities of the Global South with the least contribution to the climate crisis should be given justice by providing the support needed to recover from the massive devastations and the worsening impacts that are yet to come brought by the climate crisis. However, after decades of inaction, there's been really little progress on climate finance. Committing to mobilize 100 billion per year and not deliver or meet the said target for more than a decade is not a sign of progress. Failing to define and what covers climate finance is also not a sign of progress. Not recognizing the actual amount of needs for mitigation, adaptation, and loss and damage of the developing world is not a sign of progress. Saying that there are other existing mechanisms outside of the UNFCCC that adequately covers the climate needs of the Global South is not a sign of progress. And as many of the parties here try to move away from discussions about numbers for a climate finance target or even a clear definition of climate finance, we, the civil society, want to tell you what climate finance is for us and echo the demands of the Global South. Climate finance is an obligation of the Global North, as very well articulated in Article 9 of the Paris Agreement. It is not a form of assistance, aid, or donation, and should not be fulfilled with conditions, should not be in the form of loans that will further exacerbate the debt burden the developing countries are already heavily grappling with. The delivery of adequate climate finance is a form of reparations for the huge climate debt owed to those with the least responsibility to the climate crisis. And when we talk about climate finance, there should not be a question of which among mitigation, adaptation, and loss and damage must be prioritized. All three must be addressed at the same time and should be delivered urgently. Finally, speaking as part of the people and communities hardest hit by the climate calamities and devastations, on top of the multiple crises on debt, COVID-19, and war that we have long endured, climate finance is our only hope to recover from the devastation of the climate crisis and survive the worsening climate impacts that are yet to come. The time for words without action has come and gone. We no longer have the luxury of time to sit back and watch you make another empty promise. The more we delay the delivery of adequate climate finance, the more difficult it will be to achieve our common goal of keeping the global temperature to below 1.5 degrees. And only with ambitious and scaled-up climate finance can we be more ambitious with our mitigation and adaptation goals, and we will be able to avert, minimize, and address the losses and damages caused by the climate crisis. Thank you.